everyone, how are you? It has been a long time since I filmed a YouTube video, but today we are heading to London. We are going to London to go to our IVF clinic. So since we last spoke, we have had our consultation with the clinic, we have got a treatment plan, we have got a protocol, and we have got a rough start date, which is really exciting. Quite nerve-wracking because everything has suddenly got really real again. Like it's been 2 years since we had our first IVF cycle now. It was literally 2 weeks on Tuesday since our we got the phone call to say that none of our embryos had made it to transfer. However, it has been now about 18-19 months since we had our second cycle, so things have suddenly got really real and it's all going very full steam ahead. So I'll kind of talk you through it because I kept saying I was going to film a YouTube video about the consultation itself, and I never got round to it. Life has been really busy at the moment with work. If you follow me on Instagram, you'll see that Marco and I are opening a salon, and therefore that has kind of been taking over everything because the unit is literally a shell at the moment, so we have got to do everything from the ground up. But if you do want to support that business, then please do head over to It's So & Co on Instagram. But obviously I've also been doing the podcast, so if you haven't heard our podcast yet, the podcast is called I Ovary Acting, and you can find I Ovary Acting on Spotify, you can find it on Apple, you can find it on Google Podcasts, you can find it wherever you get your podcast. It's really good. It's me and who you may know on Instagram as It's Annabelle Jane. She's also a TTC blogger slash content creator. She is the queen of reels. She is absolutely brilliant. But we have started making this podcast together, and it's all about just finding the fun in life when you're trying to conceive and just exploring all different issues to do with womanhood. It's absolutely great. I love it. Episode 5 went live on Friday, so it's really good. So do head over and watch. Anyway, point is that we have had a lot going on, and therefore I haven't really had the time to sit down and film a video about the consultation. Anyway, we did finally have, please don't judge the way I do my makeup, just saying that now. We did have the consultation, and at first, if I'm really honest, I was really disappointed with it. I wasn't very happy with the way that it went at all. I felt like, I don't think they were quite aware. It was 9 o'clock on a Monday morning, and I'm not wholly convinced that they knew we had had 2 cycles before. I don't think a lot of the information had been given to them, which was really frustrating. So we spent like the first half an hour of the appointment like being taught about the whole process of IVF and going over that, which, I don't know, was a bit like, okay, yeah, you definitely don't know that we've been here before. There were no questions kind of about our previous protocols or anything like that, and it was only afterwards where I was like, okay, when they kind of said to us, have you got any questions? So I was like, I'm not sure if you're aware, but like, this isn't our first rodeo. I didn't quite say it like that, and I kind of questioned the protocol because it sounded really similar to what we'd done before, and obviously that hadn't worked. And I discussed Marco's DNA fragmentation results with them. We are still waiting for it's his 3rd test now, so we are still waiting for those results to come back. But yeah, so I kind of explained everything to them, and they were like, well, obviously as this is an NHS funded cycle, there's only so much that we can offer, as there's only so much that you're funded for, and it was kind of left at that. So I kind of got off that call, and I was a bit teary. There was a conversation about my weight and how I needed to lose as much weight as possible, which I wasn't too happy about, to be honest, but oh well. Let's move on from that. And yeah, I just kind of felt like we were wasting a go, to be honest. And I was really grateful, and I still am really grateful that we're getting this cycle on the NHS. Obviously it's saving us a fortune, and I will be forever grateful for that opportunity. But at the same time, I felt like we were going to potentially go through a whole new fresh cycle, it not work, put ourselves through all of that emotion again, for it not to work, to then potentially do 2 frozen transfers that were potentially then not going to work, to then have to go private anyway. And at that point, I just felt like we were potentially wasting a go, because I didn't feel like the protocol they were talking about putting me on was going to be anyway near good enough from conversations that we've had with numerous private clinics since our last cycle. Obviously we were meant to go to Greece, we had a full cycle with him. I explained what my protocol was going to be with him. We'd also obviously had a consultation with the Evewell, so explained like what our protocol, explained what our protocol was going to be with them, and yeah, so I just felt like it was going to be a bit of a waste of a go, and to be honest I wasn't that impressed, and I was a little bit upset, like I say, because I felt like we were going to be completely wasting around. Anyway, the doctor actually rang me the following morning, and she had gone and spoken to the other doctor, and they had basically decided to change my protocol slightly, put me on different medication, and yeah, discuss different things that we could perhaps do privately. So one thing that so we are going today because all of my screening tests need redoing. By the time we actually start the cycle, they'll be out of date, so we have to go today to get them done. So both Marco and I are having blood tests done today. But I also found out recently that my family have a history of clotting, of blood clotting. I had no idea. Apparently I did know. And I think I probably did know, but it was somewhere in the back of my mind and I had completely forgotten. I am going to be on blood clotting medication, so I'm also going for a blood test regarding that. However, we are also going to have done privately, so it's, we are having done karyotyping, we are having done, I'm going to have an endometrial scratch. We are also going to have a conversation with the clinic today, I think, or whenever, about the way that the embryos develop, and the potential of doing like a time lapse, whether or not that is something that we can perhaps add on ourselves. I don't know, I just want to have a bit more of a conversation with them about our options, but they were really on board with us getting these blood tests done. They were going to try and push for us to be able to get the karyotyping on the NHS, but I'm not sure that's going to be able to happen. So yeah, so there's different things that are happening. I am going to be on Fostimon and Meriofert. So Meriofert is really similar to Menopur, which obviously I've been on before, but Meriofert, some people respond differently to Meriofert than they do Menopur. It's a lot more expensive, but that is going to be mixed with Fostimon, so I'm not just having Meriofert on its own. Then I'll be having Cetrotide as well. I will also be on the blood thinners, so I'll be on Clexane. And then when it comes to the progesterone, usually I would just have a vaginal pessary, whereas this time I'm going to have the pessary, I'm going to have a gel, and no, sorry, I'm not at all, that's a total lie. This time I'm going to have an oral tablet, a vaginal gel, and an injection in my bum, which Marco is going to have to do, and I'm going to be on those for about 10 weeks. I'm just going to put my bronzer on now. Anyway, but yeah, so that's the medication that I'm going to be on, and I'm quite happy with it. I am happy with the protocol. It does feel like our needs have been listened to. They have listened to what I want. I've also lost my concealer, which is really frustrating, but they have listened to what my concerns were. Where the bloody hell is my concealer? I'd already got it out, what a knob. I've not had enough coffee today. But yeah, so I'm really happy with the medication. I do feel like they listened to us. When they rang us the next day, I think she completely understood why I was apprehensive. And therefore, yeah, I felt like my confidence had increased with them. We then had a consultation with the nurse on Monday where she went over, she taught us how to use the medication, etc, etc. We were hoping that we'd perhaps be able to start in the November cycle, but obviously because of their Christmas closures, it does make it quite hard, because I'm going to be on norethisterone for, I think it's 10 days I'm on norethisterone, and therefore when I go for egg collection and transfer, it will clash with when they're closed for Christmas, and therefore we can't do that. So the dates have kind of been decided based off my cycle, which is hugely irregular. I'm currently, I have just passed day 70, so it's getting a bit ridiculous now. So yeah, all of that is to be considered, but we have gone through dates with the nurse. I'm also going to go have, once this cycle does finally start, I am going for a dummy transfer, which I've never had before. Not all clinics do them, but yeah, they just want to make sure that everything is quite smooth and they're not gonna encounter any obstacles on the way into my uterus when it comes to doing the actual embryo transfer. So again, I'm quite happy with that. That's it. And then it's a case, it's just kind of a waiting game for my cycle, Christmas. So we do have a rough idea of dates. I am going to be documenting the whole thing. I've been asked a few times on Instagram whether or not I am planning on doing that, and I will be. However, I don't think I am going to do it in real time like I did for cycle 2. But I'm also not keeping it a secret like I did in cycle 1, namely because I think when it failed last time, I wasn't necessarily in the right frame of mind for people to be asking me loads of questions and to talk about it. That this time I have kind of decided that I'm going to let myself cope with if it fails before I then start talking about it really openly, basically. And also I have to respect what Marco wants, and he doesn't want to document it as we go either. So that's absolutely fine. So that's the way that we're going to do it, but you will be aware of it kind of slightly delayed. Whether or not that's a matter of days or weeks, I don't know. But also if it does work, it'd be quite nice for us to be able to stay in our own little bubble for a little while. And yeah, just take it a day at a time. So that's what we've decided to do. Anyway, I now need to kind of crack on and get ready because we have got to leave in like 25 minutes to get the train. So yeah, we are going to go straight to the clinic. We're getting the train, going straight to the clinic, and then we're going to London Zoo. So we have a really exciting day planned, so come along for the ride.
I'm fed up with changes. Come pick me up cause I just wanna see the light. I wanna be weightless. Teach me to fly, I won't be coming down. Could somebody wake me up? I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. Yeah. I just see her face wherever I look. She's standing in the crowd. So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, let a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright. Cause I just wanna see the light.
We are on the train to London. Marco, stop here. No, not now. You take the mic out of me. You're being featured on the vlog. No, absolutely not. Anyway, we're on the train to London. We should get there in about an hour and 20 minutes. Our appointment's at 12:20. And yeah, I'm very hungry. I'm getting weighed, so I've been really naughty and I haven't eaten anything this morning on that basis. Marco feels like he's in a movie. He's looking out the window. He does it all the time. He looks out and looks sad and like he's just lost the love of his life to something extreme.
So let go, I don't want to, but I'm gonna try. When she left me, yeah, let a little bit inside. You know, maybe things are gonna be alright.
Yes. So we have just been for our blood tests. Marco had 1. I had 9 vials of blood taken. Always getting the easy life, isn't he? Had to do a swab as well, which wasn't very nice, and a urine test, but that's all done now. I didn't have to be weighed, so I'm very happy. And now we're walking through Regent's Park. We were going to get the tube, but we didn't realise London Zoo was so close. So we're walking to the zoo. Can't wait, going to see some tigers.
People forget and you get another try. So come open up my door. I don't wanna be here and let the world pass me by. I won't see your face where
We're going on a bear hunt. We've arrived at the zoo. What are you looking forward to seeing?
Gorillas.
Gorillas.
All the day.
We walked in and they made us take a photo next to a big gorilla and Marco wasn't very happy about it. I'm going to make him buy it. It looked like his twin brother. I'm looking forward to seeing the zebras. Look at the sloth.
You know, like she carries a load on her chest.
Look. Sleeping. Hello. Oh, look at his little face. Oh, he's pooing. Oh, I'm literally videoing a monkey poo. It's like me in the morning. Oh, can you see her baby?
No, it's not bad. I think it's better this side.
Oh, look. Oh. Oh, this is so adorable. We just saw a baby sloth. They've had to like shut it all off now. But it was so cute, and the sloth just moved and the baby crawled. Look at this little man. Whoa!
What a job they've got. I remember once I looked at it to try and find it.
Did you?
Yeah.
Look at that little thing. He just nearly jumped on us. Well, he didn't nearly jump on us, but...
There's just one.
We're now in the little butterfly bit, butterfly paradise or something it's called, isn't it?
Yeah.
And it reminds me of, I don't know if I'm the only one, but when I was a kid I went to Snettisham. Is it Snettisham? And they had a butterfly park. They don't have any more, so this is really exciting. It's so warm. Oh. I thought I was going to do a really nice entrance into something really tropical, and I walked outside. Well, we've just walked through the lion bit, but you can't actually see any lions. The lions aren't out to play today. You've only got vultures.
There he comes. Yeah.
Oh, he's gone that way.
Oh, he's going that way. He's going that way. Obviously, yeah.
Genghis Khan, yeah. But yeah. Alright, this is no way you want to bow back to what? If you guys have got any questions, yeah. But yeah,
Ah, look at her.
Is that it? Oh my word.
They mostly struggle because like human pressures. There's a lot of like, walls being put up between their breeding grounds and stuff, so they can't like, get to each other.
Yeah.
They're getting mixed in with domestic, so they're the wild, true wild.
Sleepy. Oh, it's on the top there as well.
What?
Up there. Sleepy.
Oh yeah, I can only see a bit of its tail. Hello. So we finished at the zoo and we've decided to walk to Soho rather than get the tube. We're going for a pizza at, what's it called?
Da Michele.
Da Michele, which I'm very much looking forward to. We've done 15,000 steps and I'm very much looking forward to this pizza. I walked into a pole, which wasn't too much fun, but we've had a great day, all in all. And yeah, nice to enjoy the autumn and walk through Regent's Park, which is silent. It's actually scarily silent. It's very eerie, but it's lovely. Hello, I am really sorry if this vlog has quite literally been me talking to you at the beginning, then a musical montage of the zoo, followed by me sat here talking to you again. It's been a while since I've vlogged, but I was just fascinated by the animals and I thought they would be more interesting to film than me walking around. But yeah, anyway, hello. Yesterday was so surreal. Like, it was so, I think I've already said this, but it was so strange being back in an IVF clinic and going through that process again and having that conversation. I really loved the clinic. It was a really nice clinic. The staff were lovely when we got there. I love the fact that everything is under one roof. My last clinic, it wasn't like that. I'd have all my baseline scans and nurses appointments in one building. There were 2 different locations for egg collection and transfer. Like, you could have them both under one roof. They usually obviously were under one roof, but for 2 different, basically we had to go to different places for each one. And then there was also somebody else that we had to go see for blood tests. So there were numerous different locations. So it was really nice having everything under one roof. I had a lot of blood taken. I think it was 9 vials. The swab and the urine sample, it was quite straightforward, quite easy. I didn't need to be weighed, which was great. I was really happy about that. So yeah, it all went really well. We obviously had a lovely day at the zoo. Best pizza I have ever had in England for dinner last night. So if you are in the London area, I really do recommend, I think it's called Da Michele, and it's in Soho and it is lovely. I think it's on Old Compton Street. Really nice. It was expensive. It was like £12.90 for a glass of wine. I was like, that's a lot. I can buy the bottle in Sainsbury's for £4.85. But yeah, it was great. So really good to be back in the game. When we're actually starting, I think I did say yesterday, but I'm not gonna share the actual dates. I'm gonna kind of delay everything a little bit. Anyway, this morning we did also get Marco's DNA fragmentation results back. So if you are new around here, you might not know the full shebang. If you're not new, then I'm sorry that I'm repeating myself again. But basically, we went for a DNA fragmentation test earlier this year because our embryo quality has been so horrific. We've only ever had one embryo make it to day 5. And it was a really early blastocyst, and it wasn't very good quality at all. So we knew really that there was a issue with the sperm, more than just morphology, because as of day 3, all our embryos were arresting. They weren't fertilizing very well either. So we knew that there was probably a chance there was an issue with the sperm. So we had the DNA fragmentation test, and it did come back highly fragmented. The first time it came back, that only 37% of the sperm was good. And our urologist does believe that that is an improvement on what it would have actually been when we were going through IVF the first and second time, because Marco, my husband, has made an awful lot of lifestyle changes. So he has lost a lot of weight since we first started this process. He's stopped vaping, he's been taking certain supplements, he's been on Proceed, he's been on Impril. So a lot has changed in the 19 months since our last cycle. So our urologist already believes that that first result was an improvement on what it would have been when we were going through it. However, when we then repeated the test just to make sure that the infection had gone and all the rest of it, the results came back shocking, and actually we only had 4% good sperm. So pretty much all of his sperm just broke. The DNA in it had just completely shattered. But we do believe that it was because he was poorly. He had a fever, etc., and that tends to like scorch all the sperm. There's a lot of different things that could have caused it. We're not 100% sure. That's just a theory out of the many that we've been presented with. However, we then had to repeat the test. Because sperm takes about 3 months to kind of regenerate, we repeated the sperm just to make sure that it was coming back up again. So we repeated that test. We were meant to do it at the beginning of October, but then Marco got poorly, so we couldn't do it. Luckily, he didn't have a fever, so we're not concerned about his sperm when it actually comes to doing IVF. But we were concerned that it wasn't gonna get any better again. So we ended up having to cancel that appointment, and then he did it again. It was about 15 days ago. So the results have actually come through this morning, and as you can probably tell by my demeanour, they did come back so much better. So I'm really, really happy with that. They came back better than the first one. So like I say, initially he only had 37% of good sperm. So it was 63% fragmented or something like that. Whereas now it's actually come back that he's got 66% good sperm. So compared to the first, there's like double the amount of sperm, and compared to last time, there's a huge amount more sperm than there was last time. So we're much happier, and we are significantly hoping that he's still not like in the fertile range. I think the fertile range is 74%, and his is 66. So we're still out of that range, but we are happy going into our cycle. We're going to send that over to our clinic, see what they have to say. And hopefully, with him continuing with his supplements and everything like that, hopefully the results will be even better when we go through the process anyway. So we're really happy. Everything seems to be going in the right direction. I absolutely shat myself, if I'm really honest, when I first opened them, because I clicked on them and it was all red, well, orange and yellow, and then I realised that I'd actually clicked on his last results, so whoops. So now I'm really happy. However, I don't feel like I expected to feel. Like, I rang Marco and obviously he was elated. He's out with the dog at the moment. He was absolutely elated that they were our results. And he was like, you don't sound happy. And I was like, I am happy. However, it's also just sunk in for me that this could be it, and that it could actually work this time. And we have a new clinic, a whole new protocol, much better sperm results. All my infections, kind of as far as we're aware, is gone, has been cleared up. So as far as we're aware, like, everything is where it should be. And so now I'm kind of cacking my pants a little bit, thinking, oh my God, this could work and I could soon be pregnant, which is obviously the goal and is obviously what I want. However, we've been out of the game for so long that now being thrown back in it is quite scary. and I am quite nervous about going into this cycle. I'm really nervous about it not working, of course, but I am just hoping now that on paper we should be able to get frozen embryos now. We should be able to get more embryos to day 5. We should have more to choose from. And like I say, our main goal, as much as obviously the goal is for it to work, our main goal is having embryos in the freezer. On the NHS, we get 2 frozen transfers if this doesn't work, and therefore we're like, right, okay, we've potentially got 3 shots here, providing we get the embryos. And it was really important to us that we went into this cycle giving ourselves a better chance at that, which we've done. So yeah, so there's a lot that could be really different with this cycle, and I'm just really, really hoping that it continues that way. So yeah, really excited. I have to ring the clinic now. I won't see the clinic again until my next cycle. So my next cycle, effectively what's happening, I feel like I can tell you anyway, because my cycle is so out of whack that nobody will be able to guess when anything was anyway. Not that I think you're all a bunch of psychopaths that sit there and write down my cycle dates and work out when I'm going through IVF, but you know, just in case. But it will be my next cycle now. So what will happen is I am still waiting for this cycle, and unless this cycle is, you know, another 3 weeks nearly, it definitely won't be this cycle. So the cycle after that, which could be anything from 4 weeks to 3 months, once that cycle has started on day 14, I'll be put on norethistérone. Just before that, between day 6 and 13, I'm going to have a 3D SIS scan and a dummy transfer. I'm looking into having an embryo scratch around day 16 to 23, around that point. So yeah, so it won't be this cycle, it will be next cycle. Very, very, very unlikely that it will be before Christmas. I just don't think my cycle is anywhere near regular enough to be able to be at a point where I can even start the norethistérone in December. So we will see. Like I say, I think it is more likely that that cycle will start towards the end of January, just with how they seem to be playing out lately. So I don't know, but we will see. But like I say, you will be updated, because everything will be vlogged, everything is on Instagram, everything is on the podcast. But like I say, there may just be some timing differences, which I hope you all understand. I think I'm really, really open with this whole journey. I don't really leave any stone unturned, but I just hope that people understand that I do still have a need for privacy, especially on Instagram. I think it's something that I never really did. I haven't ever really put boundaries in place for that. And like I say, the first cycle I did completely silently, the second one I did in real time, and this time I just need a happy medium, because I think I find it really hard when people know when I'm due to be testing and I'm messaging saying, have you tested yet? I compare my cycle, and it's just better for me. So I hope that you all understand why I'm doing it this way. Anyway, I really need to get some work done today. It is also podcast release day, so I hope you've listened to it, and if you have, I hope you loved it. And yeah, also it's Adele release day. 30 has been released, so I'm about to go drink a bottle of wine in the shower and cry my eyes out like I'm a 30-year-old going through a bit of divorce. Anyway, have a great week. I hope you've enjoyed this video. It's been great being back, and I hope you enjoyed the zoo content. I will hopefully see you next Sunday. If not, you'll hear me on Friday on the podcast, and as always, I'll be around on Instagram during the week. So have a great week. Love you all.